I grabbed our 4 frames from the Knife Out 3 trailer and reverse engineered them back to log to crack the specific color code. Most people try to replicate the cinematic look, and they fail because they confuse saturation with density. They pump the color, but the image just looks very digital and thin. Today, I'm showing you how to build this entire grid, the color separation, the film density, and the texture, using the new PFA Color Suite 4.5. We're going to do it all in one on a single note. And by the end, you will have the robust preset for free that you can use on your own footage. Let's establish our base. First, we always apply a color space transform or CST at the very end of our node chain. We want to convert from Davinci Wide Gamut to Resimo Night Gamut 2.4. This ensures we have a proper starting point before we start twisting the knot. So let's open up the PFA Color Suite. Instead of a messy kind of nodes, we have one panel. We're starting off with the color slider tool. This replaces those messy qualifiers you are used to. When I turn on the red mask in the color slider, you immediately notice that the skin tones aren't sitting on the yellow zone, where you normally expect them to be. They are actually registering as red. That's the software interpretation of the pixel. I can use the mask view to see exactly where are the pixels, and I can use the range tool to control what I'm targeting. Next, let's look at the greens. I want to shift the foliage hue towards the teal to get the moodier atmosphere. By shifting it towards teal, we kill that digital green. For the blues, there are almost zero blue in the frame except for his tie, so I will increase the saturation on a specific range to make it pop. I also want to shift the global blues slightly towards the cyan to establish that cinematic contrast. We aren't applying the look yet, we are just correcting the palette so the colors sit in the right zones. If you skip this, everything else we do later won't bond correctly with the image. Now we move to the core of the look, and this is where version 4.5 changes the game. We are using the new color mixer. This tool normalizes your channels in a way that mimics traditional film processing. Watch what happens. When I adjust the grain output of the blue channel, it creates this two-strip teal effect. It's very subtle, but it instantly separates the image in their zones. This isn't just a tint, it's a film math. If I increase the blue of the green channel, we will get that typical blockbuster teal and orange instantly. But here, we want that specific retro, modern, mysterious vibe. So therefore, we have a little bit of increase on the green channel of the blue. But the real secret, the thing most tutorials get wrong, is the difference between saturation and density. This is very critical. Saturation is additive. It adds light to the pixels. If you just crank saturation, your image gets brighter and video-like. Density is subtractive. It reduces light to create a weight. Think of it like adding layers of ink. When you mix RGB in film, it becomes black, not white. That's the subtractive color science engine. So next, we go to the movie density tool. I'm going to pull the global density slider down a little bit. Boom! Look at that difference. Immediately, the image has the Hollywood weight to it. It feels thick and expensive. We have added the richness without making it look like a neon sign. Of course, we have to be very careful not to crush the skin tones. So I'll dial back the density, specifically on the face, which is the red channel. But for blues and cyan, I want to deepen them. I'm increasing the density of those cool tones to make them heavy and moody. That creates a contrast between the skin tone and the background. This density step is the ingredient you have been missing. When you see a movie and think, why does my footage look so thin compared to this? It's usually a lack of density. The PFA Color Suite handles this subtractive logic for you, so you don't need to understand the complex math of print film emulation. You just need to feel the weight. By deepening the cyan, we create a very organic look that holds up. Even when we start pushing the grid harder in the next steps, we are essentially mimicking how film stock reacts to light, creating a rich, dense negative before we even start printing. This separation between the heavy, dense background and the lighter protected skin is what we separated a professional film grade from a YouTube normal video. It's not one big adjustment, it's these micro calibrations of weight that build the final image. Now that we have established the heavy density, we need to ensure our talent still looks human. This brings us to Skin Match AI. Instead of guessing, this tool maps the skin tones visually, directly on your footage. You will see a map overlay. Orange means perfect alignment with the vector scope on the skin tone line. Yellow is very close, blue is way off. Your objective is very simple. Adjust the hue and density slider until the skin aligns about 90% hitting that orange mapping tone. It takes the guesswork out of the process. Even you are using an uncalibrated monitor, this map is technically the vector scope designed for skin. Once the skin is locked, we implement our film separation. This is a massive feature in version 4.5. Look at all the vector scope, red, cyan, magenta, green, blue, and yellow, all parallel each other on the separation controls, like complementary color. Watch as I drag the red and cyan slider. It literally stretches the scope along the axis, creating physical distance between complementary colors. This dynamic separation is what makes image feel three-dimensional rather than flat. We are pushing the warm tone one way and the cool tones the other. Finally, we use film printer lights for the final creative cast. This is the last gateway before the texture. If you want a sinister look, you might add green or cyan to the cast. If you want warmth or revealing or some revelation, you add yellow. But you have to understand the seesaw effect of subtractive color. Reducing blue automatically introduces yellow. It's exactly how traditional printer lights works. I'm going to push a little bit of green and yellow here for that nostalgic look. So notice that even with this heavy global cast, our skin protection keeps the talents looking very natural. We are essentially painting the atmosphere around the character without contaminating their skin tone. This balance between a very heavy environment and clear, clean skin tone is the hallmark of the specific cinematic Hollywood style. If you wanted to change the mood completely, say to make it feel safer, you just take this seesaw effect the other way, adding more red and yellow while pulling back the green. So you can be completely creative about this process. It's up to you. We have the color, but we need the texture to sell the illusion. I'm using film fade to lift the shadows and apply split toning. I'm injecting a bit of cyan into the shadow specifically. If you look at the waveform, we aren't crushing the blacks to zero. We are actually using the tool to lift them to create a very filmic gray. This mimics the tone of a film print where absolute black rarely exists. Now, a pro tip for those of you shooting on 8-bit footage. Go to film texture, apply grain. It's not just about aesthetic. Grain actually deters the image and resolves those ugly bending artifacts you get in the gradients. If I had a 10-bit file, like my reference still frame here is totally 8-bit. Now, is this a robust system? Let's test it. I just copied the exact same grade to the other 3 reference frames. Boom! It holds up perfectly across different lighting conditions. I'm saving this entire configuration as a knife out preset within the tool. This is crucial. It's not a big lot. Our preset system is so advanced. You can export them, import them, and even exchange with your friends. This means you can load the preset and still tweak the density of the printer lights for your specific shot. When you export this and share it with your colorist or just keep it in your library, it's totally up to you. So we have built a very complex, robust film look using 9 powerful tools inside a single node. You have just a reusable system, not just a one-time off grade. Go download the free trial and this specific preset right now to test it on your own footage. I'm Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition, and I will see you in the next one.